What the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome to the Fckry with Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus. I'm Lenny Marcus.
And I'm Leslie Jones.
And this is the podcast where the mission is to keep it 100 at all times. We talk about what the fuck is going on in the world and in our lives and have a whole lot of fun doing it today. It's Leslie and I and a fun guest, Dennis Bailey, Leslie's hairdresser.
Hairstylist.
We have a lot to talk about.
Hairstylist.
Thank you. Well, all right. He is a stylist. We'll answer your listener question, of course. We end with our Fckry of the week. But first, let's catch up. Leslie.
What the
fuck is up?
Yo, okay, first of all, I want to start off with I have a back windshield wiper. So I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, and the fact that you're not making a big deal makes you a fucking
impressed.
hater. No, it makes.
I forgot that it's raining in California. Why don't you open with that? That's a rarity.
Well, I guess it's not really a rarity. People in California just have some fucking denial that it doesn't rain here, but it literally rains here. I mean, literally, that's where April showers, May flowers come from. Isn't that right? Mayflowers, April showers. It's one of those. But that's where that shit comes from because...
What, California?
Yeah, it always rains in April. It always, April, like March or late March, April and shit. It always rains. And they people complain about it not raining here, and then it starts raining, and then people complain about it raining because then we have the fucking houses sliding off the fucking mountains and shit. But anyway... I got in my car and I was like, my motherfucking back window is fucking wet. What shall I do? Motherfucking, my BMW was like, bitch, I got ya. And whoop up, whoop up, whoop up, whoop up. In the back, I was like, what? It's a back windshield wipers, bitches. You ain't did shit with your life if you ain't got a back windshield wiper, you ain't doing shit with your life. That's all I gotta say.
Wait a second. Does it go off automatically, or you just hit the button?
No, I had to twist it. I had to find it. That's okay. But it's still on the clicker where the windshield wiper is. But you have to do this little twist, and boom, it's there for me.
That's impressive.
But then I see an accident happen right in front of me. Now I'm gonna say this: if those two people are hearing me, I will be the witness because I saw everything, but I didn't have time to stop. But there was a white dude in front of me, and he turned with the party, so I was like, he got him. That's a male Karen. He definitely is going to be a witness. But she tried to switch lanes, and she tried to do that swoop-de-doop, and she fucked around and found out that she did not have the circumference to do that. And then gonna have the nerve to get out her car and fucking look at the side of it like, yeah, bitch, is a dent there. You just got hit by a Tundra. So, yeah. So, that's my life.
That sounds like a Tundra commercial. Did you just get... Did you do
Tundra?
A whoop-de-doop with a circumference?
And with no circumference? Did you do a whoop-de-doo in front of a Tundra with no circumference?
I'm pretty sure linguistics and math majors just killed themselves, but...
Man, fuck them. And that's real talk.
You and I had one of the most fun New Year's of all time. So when did we do it? 2018? New Year's Eve 2019.
Do you know I just saw the picture of that? Like, it came up in the memory in my iPad, and we were standing in front of that big ball, and I had them pink pants on with that big-ass fucking coat. Damn, I wish I had sent that picture to Judith. But... it was a memory that came up, and I was like, and there's a picture with Hunter too, and I was like, ugh. But
we shot something at 30 Rock. Do you remember what it was? That was like the New Year's Eve. There was like going to be an opening to the New Year's Eve show at NBC.
And wasn't
then
on
we shot
top
the
of
opening.
Yeah, but
no, it was in the studio at 30 right on the SNL studio. You gave me a tour of the SNL studio. It was great.
Oh my God, Lenny, do you know I forgot about all that? You remember your infamous line? You had your infamous line. They cut that shit.
Yeah, they cut me. I had a great line.
What was
in it?
Because I was on the couch and
I was playing it drunk.
But what was I doing?
You were sitting on the couch like just with men or something. They carried you were. What would be the best New Year's Eve? You're on the couch. Were there two hot guys coming in or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to have to look that shit up. See we old motherfuckers, because I sure don't fucking
It's the
remember.
opening to the show.
I don't even remember what I did last fucking New Year's Eve, so you bring it up.
And I came in I did a cameo, and then they let me.
All I remember, it was cold as fuck.
It was cold as hell, and we went out, and if you remember, we got into a brawl right before that.
Oh,
the traffic was so bad, we couldn't even go 8 blocks.
Let me tell you, I was going to kick this bitch ass, man. Let me explain something to you.
Some lady starts beeping our car, but you can't move in Times Square
when you start,
the day before.
Let me explain something about bumping your fucking horn. When you commit to doing that type of shit, you fucking committing to being a fucking asshole. You're committing to that. So go ahead and take the consequences you gonna get when you fucking... Whenever I hear a person bump the horn, I go, okay, either you're just a fucking asshole or something really serious happened. Like, I bump my horn when I, like, really need to bump my fucking horn. Because what the fuck are you doing, motherfucker? Especially if you in traffic. Like, why are you bumping your horn, bitch? This bitch started... Now, what made me mad, it wasn't even that her bumping the horn. What made me mad was that she stuck her fucking head out the fucking window and said, I'm going to call the police. Oh, I wanted to whoop this bitch ass so bad. Bitch, what you going to do? How the police going to get through here? And I'm going to be them whoop your ass before they fucking get... Yeah, and they wasn't going to do shit.
It was, just let me explain to the people. It's day before New Year's Eve, 2 days before. It's wall-to-wall cars. You can't move an inch. Everybody's moving up the last 3 blocks on 45th Street. That's as close as you can get. Traffic is being diverted. Everybody's moving so slow. You can't go anywhere.
And you have to understand that New York,
for no reason.
And you got to understand, New York is not no such place as if you're a celebrity, you go this way. New York is fucking New York. It doesn't matter how rich you are, your ass got to get out the car. That's why I always tell everybody in New York humbles the richest motherfucker. Like, you still got to get your ass out the car and walk a couple of blocks.
So we got out of the car. This is the end of that story. We got out of the car. And as we're getting out of the car, she sees the door opening, can't move up 2 inches. And
she wouldn't even been able to move if we wasn't there.
She wasn't going anywhere. Right. So then she goes, sticks her head out, I'm calling the police. We're surrounded by police. It's New Year's. It's
and they're looking at that bitch like, what are you doing?
Going, what's the matter with you? And she keeps hitting it.
Yo.
I'm going to call. And Leslie, she got out of the car. And I was
I got out the car. And let me explain something to you. I started, and this bitch yelled at me. Yo, I went to, and it's a moment. It's a moment that you have to, like, that's going to be part of my fuckery of the week.
Yeah. Anyway, Leslie lunges for this lady, and about 5 people grabs her before she can kill her.
Because I'm a brawler. I'm a brawler.
Yeah.
I'm a brawler. Like, this is what people don't realize about me, Lenny, is that they fuck around and find the fuck out. See, now, like, just because I'm calm or I might be nice or I may just not even fucking, like, pay attention to some shit that happens, you can only push me to so fucking far. But when it gets to a point where you fucking push me to that fucking point, it's very much my dad used to tell me when I was young. My mother used to say this too. We hate when we hear that voice come from you. There's a shriek that comes from you that we know that something's gonna follow. I remember hearing my mom one time when I blacked the fuck out because the dude at Pizza Hut, and I was in the 12th grade. Was I in 12th grade? I was in 12th grade, and we had went and got pizza from Pizza Hut, and this motherfucker got in my mom's face because he had put onions on the fucking pizza. My mom was like, we don't like onions on the pizza, and he goes, where the fuck is the onions? And he takes his finger and sticks it in the fucking pizza. I don't know what night this motherfucker was having where he thought in Compton that he was about to jump into a black mother's face, and I'm taller than everybody in the fucking restaurant at fucking 17 years old. Lenny, I jumped over. My mom said I jumped over the counter and grabbed him by his fucking collar. And all I remember I never want to hear this, Leslie, please. And my mom, I can hear my mom calmly saying, Leslie, please, Leslie. Geez. Please. And you don't hear, and my family, like, I've heard my brother say it to me. So that day, I think you said it. I think you was like, Leslie, please. And I was like, oh, okay, I must be.
I don't think it's please. It was don't. I think I would say, I would have said don't. Leslie, don't. That's as far as I got until I grabbed you.
Yo, so, like, this is what people have to understand. And I keep trying to tell them, listen, do you understand that Jesus comes and visits me every morning? No, he sits at the end of my bed and he goes, today, please don't. Okay, please. He you know what he says to me? He goes, not today, Satan. That's what he says to me. He goes, Jesus himself looks at me in my eyes and he goes, not today, Satan. Because your ass got the worst temper. And it's something that I fucking try to work on. But when I get, it's like a point where listen, I am one of the ones that, my mom used to say this to me. She was like, yeah, people push you. And you really, really are the type of person that like, but if you push me, like it's like with family, it's about with dignity. Like, I just had to check somebody, and I don't give a fuck about saying that I had to check this person because this motherfucker is a piece of shit, and he has shown himself. I ignored it, and I ignored it because I felt like you a piece of shit to everybody, then that's the person you're gonna be. But when you're such a piece of shit and talking so much shit about me, that someone has to come and say to me, hey, this person is speaking really badly about you, and then says that I don't deserve to do so. I know there's no context. Right, so I never had no context.
Yeah, we kind of shifted into the lady from New Year's Eve in Times Square to something that happened this week at one of the clubs. But before I get to that, 2 minutes ago, because I think something else is going on. I may be missing a person.
Judith is not going to be able to fucking cut this. This is going to be the worst show.
This part in. Wait, when you were sitting there and going, I was in 12th grade. Wait, was I in 12th grade? Did somebody talk in your head when you said that? When you just said, I was in 12th grade. Wait, was I in 12th grade? Was there a little voice, another person talking in your head? Was that Jesus?
No, that was the narrator that lives with me, that helps me tells my fucking stories.
Okay, I was just checking. Okay, and then in the middle, when you transitioned, did the little person say, right in the middle, in your head, did they say, just segue right into the thing that happened this week without any context? Kate
McKinnon used to say to me all the time, segue, bitch. Segway. You fucking hate Segway, don't you? You have no comprehension of a Segway, do you? You just
we have to follow you. It's like
I'm sorry. It's just like thoughts come to my head and I remember shit and I go ahead and say it. All right,
let's do the first part. I'm gonna finish. Don't bump Leslie in traffic. And the second one is don't fucking talk smack.
Don't bump your fucking horn at me unless it's fucking necessary. Sorry. Don't use that, but don't fucking bump your horn at nobody.
I put an F.
Unless it's necessary. Now, sometimes I see people not bump their horn and you go, what the fuck? Bump your motherfucking horn. But I'm a good ass driver, so don't ever bump your horn at me unless I'm drifting and I done died at the wheel. Like I died at the wheel and now I'm drifting in your lane. That's when you bump your fucking horn. Fucking bitch. But otherwise, I'm going the speed limit. Oh, you know what I really hate is when you driving and you know you driving correctly, and then that motherfucker get into that side lane and goes in front of you, like almost saying, go fuck yourself with your driving. Yep. I catch up to them bitches. I go, no, let me explain something to you. I got 99 on my driving test, bitch. I will destroy you. I will destroy you, motherfucker. Like, anyway.
And I've been in the car with her when she gets like this.
Oh my God, Lenny!
Please don't do that.
Lenny thinks I'm crazy, but he knows that every person that I fucking go the fuck off on, he fucking knows that they deserve it.
Yeah, she's.
Anyway,
it's kind of the truth, but nobody would act if you were that famous. Do you think Tom Hanks is in the car going, "Hey, motherfucker,
did you not just see him? Did you not just see Tom went the fuck off with
now, motherfucker?"
Wait a minute. Do you not just see Tom Hanks just went off when they fucking pushed his wife? He had enough. He had enough.
But that was in.
Exactly. So don't use Tom Hanks, okay? Tom Hanks definitely would be in his car going, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" Like, fuck that shit.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes,
he was the most famous. Do you think he was like, "It's a beautiful day"? You motherfucker! Get out of my way! Exactly. It's my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood.
Exactly.
Bitch.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I really do. Especially in California. If you drive in Cali, you have said "fuck your mama" at least once. You said "fuck your mama," you non-driving ass biatch.
You're gonna fuck your mama in the neighborhood.
And thank you. Anyway, so segue over to this piece of shit.
All right.
I'm just saying that people be trying me, and I'm very gracious into overlooking bullshit until it fucking just like. And listen, this is what I want people to know. I don't want people to think that I go out like and I brawl every day. That's not the thing. People need to understand that if I react to something, that means that shit needed, because when I came back, everybody was like, finally somebody told that motherfucker. about himself. Because this is another thing about accountability, Lenny. People are scared to check other people when they fuck up. But people check each other. Like, people would check you in a minute. People would check me in a minute, and you'd be like, motherfucker, have you seen your life?
Yeah.
You know, so anyway.
Oh, we've been checked. We've been checked. Every time we get checked together, I feel like we lose a lot of money.
We do, but we be right though, because we owe.
Yeah, that's true. We are right. We will.
We owe.
You know,
we owed, and
the principle.
It's the principle. Go back to
All
New
right,
Year's
let me
Eve.
finish New Year's Eve. Okay, so
Sorry.
New Year's Eve. So then we go from
Sorry,
there, from the
Judith.
brawl. She calms down. We go to the top of the building that has the ball, where they drop the ball. And
No.
that nobody gets to do.
Wait a
right?
minute.
That's pretty
Before
cool.
you even get to the ball, can I just tell them about how Lenny? See,
That's the next day. Don't say the lamination thing. That's the next day.
really? I thought the ball
Yes.
was the same day.
No, the day before. That was the night before.
Really?
You were freezing. We were cold. We went up, and
that's
so we go up to the top of the building
I
that has the ball,
remember
and they
that.
take you through this little room, and there's the ball, and we take a picture with.
Lenny was
the
so
ball.
fucking impressed by the
It
ball.
was
He was
at-
really like. You see
Who
how he's
gets to
talking
do
about
that?
it? You see how he's talking
Is
about
that?
it?
Wait, hold on,
Whatever.
Judith. Is that not cool?
Oh God.
That's pretty good, Dan. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a
It's
picture
not.
with
It's
the ball.
It's whatever, man. I
What?
don't. I just wasn't impressed because all I kept thinking was we gonna die. Like this. I don't understand why white people think that this type of shit is exciting. It's a fucking ball
Nobody
with lights.
gets to do that.
Oh, and
Nobody
do you-
gets to do that.
Okay, yeah, who's nobody? So you mean all the people who build it? You mean the crew? You remember all them people? Nobody
All the
gets to do it.
schmucks that stand there the next night staring at it, going down. Nobody I know's ever looked at the ball.
Does anybody want to, Lenny? That's like going to
Yeah, it was
the
cool.
Rose Parade.
What are you talking about?
It's like-
the numbers there? What?
It's like the day that I went to go see the Rose Parade floats, and I was like, why would I have looked behind the curtain? Why would I have did that? Why did I want to see the Wiz? Why did I want to see him in his natural form? So
we didn't-
all I
we
it
didn't
didn't impress
ride
me
the ball
because
down. We
yeah,
didn't-
but all
we
you
didn't-
see is a bunch of light bulbs, and you go, yeah, this is exactly what I thought it would look like.
It's
A
the
bunch of
coolest thing.
fucking.
You see how big it is?
You know what would have
What?
been cool if I pushed you into it and then you just got electrocuted and turned into a superhero. That would have been cool. Now that's cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been fucking cool. So
Unfortunately, I will give you that one if I turned into a superhero. Yes, it would be pretty cool.
Exactly.
So we did the ball thing. We came to the next night is New Year's Eve, and it's absolutely pouring like nothing anybody's ever seen.
This motherfucker.
The entire fucking day.
Let
And
me tell you
so,
something.
Can I set it up?
No, because you,
Okay, you do
when you set up stuff,
There's a
you tell
rundown of the
everything.
show.
You tell
There's
everything.
a rundown of the
let
show
me tell
on a
it.
piece
let
of
me
paper.
let me
Go
tell
ahead.
it because your motherfucking ass don't tell it exciting.
Okay,
First of all, Lenny is a nerd. Okay, let's start there.
That's exciting.
Lenny is a superhero because he's a super fucking nerd. Okay, and he's
Dun, dun,
nerd.
dun, dun.
He's
Super
He's a nerd to the point of statistics. So he's been telling these motherfuckers all week, "Hey, you guys, it's gonna be a rainstorm. Hey, you guys, it's gonna probably be snowing. It's gonna be a rainstorm. We need to prepare for that." Nobody's listening to Lenny because the whole week, just like every year in New York, it's always really nice up until kind of New Year's for some reason, and then either it'll be really
freezing
cold
and-
or it'll something.
Yeah.
But this particular one, it was freezing rain. So we show up, all these motherfuckers are standing around with clobs of paper in their hand, like. And I'm like, Lenny, what are they holding? He was like, they're holding the fucking schedule. So he's going around snatching the globs of shit and giving them laminated. This motherfucker went to Kinko's. He found I didn't even know Kinko's was even still a company. This motherfucker went and found a Kinko's and
What was
had
that?
the fucking schedule laminated. And fucking, like, literally everybody was just looking at Lenny like, wow, that is efficient. And then I did a wardrobe change in front of Carson Daly and Chrissy Teigen. And they were like, because I was like, oh shit, it turns out that it is fucking cold out here. And Brian was like, all right, we got to change. And they were like, oh no, we don't have time for you to change because I had on a full outfit. And then me and Brian just looked at it. He was like, how long do we have? And he was like, oh, 3 minutes. And then Brian just started laughing because he was like, yeah, we'll do it in half of that. And literally the way that we did a wardrobe change, they were like, what the fuck? I was like, do you know how many wardrobe changes I've done at SNL that you have to be done in a minute and 30 seconds? Like, we're going to talk about that with Dennis. Like, Dennis has had to do my hair in the dark type shit, so.
It was incredible, and sure enough, it rained the entire night we were there from I don't know when we went on the air.
Freezing
10 to 2 o'clock in the morning, and the second we got off the set, it stopped raining.
It literally stopped raining.
Raining.
I mean, like, so clear that it was asshole clear.
Okay, do you have any, other than that, which was a pretty cool New Year's Eve, to wrap up this segment, any huge New Year's Eve memories that stick out? And I don't really have any New Year's Eve memories that stick out.
Oh, my God. I remember when most of them were crying. Most of them I cried. Oh, yeah, most of them I cried. Or most of them I was either or most of them I was just at home banging a pot. That there used to be a tradition where I would bang a pot. Yep, I would always bang a pot. My mom used to do it, so I would go out and bang a pot. And
what are you, watching the marathon runners go by?
I don't know. Just go out and bang a pot. Like, Happy New Year. And cause I don't know, for years, because people put too much expectation on partying for New Year's.
Yes,
they put too much expectation on it, and then it never turns out. People try to meet guys, or either try to have their first date, or try to have a guy come in from out of town. All that shit fails miserably at New Year's because all of us are fucked up.
Now it's time for Who the Fuck Is This? Leslie?
The last person who shushed me was Sam.
Leslie!
Sam, I forgot what this guy's last name was, but he had a class that I took. Christensen. Sam Christensen. He's dead now. Just want to let you know. But he shushed me. Did you bump him? No, he shushed me, but I did not like him from that day on.
Did you deliver his Domino's pizza as well in 10 minutes or less?
First of all, I wasn't working at Domino's.
I was about to say.
Yeah, like that shows you how much you listening to me when I'm talking. I feel like me and you got beef right now.
All right. Can we just please go?
Who the fuck is this?
Perfect. It's time to meet our special guest. He's an Emmy-nominated hairstylist and one of the main members of Team Leslie. He's in charge of the hair department and styling the hair department. And if you ever see Leslie do anything, hair is a major component of every look, every style, every aesthetic. He has worked with so many celebrities such as Leslie, En Vogue, Blue Cantrell, Smokey Robinson. They've all utilized his talents. His work has been featured in many publications, fashion, photography, music videos, and film. Credits include Coming to America, City on a Hill, Blind Spot, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. He just finished television series streaming now on Netflix called From Scratch with Zoe Saldana.
You did that!
And
I was the king on that,
his work was nominated for an Emmy for Coming to America. Please welcome.
She had a personal.
Dennis Bailey, everyone. Hey, Dennis.
Hi.
Was that when you went to Morocco?
That's when I went to Italy.
I don't remember. Wait a minute. Which one?
That was last year when I went to Italy.
Which one was Morocco?
That's the
Morocco was Pain Hustlers.
Okay.
No. Lonely Planet. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Lonely
that's
Planet.
so crazy because
From Scratch is Italy last year.
Oh my God. Okay, this is so funny because From Scratch, I've been seeing it on Netflix, and I don't know who else. It's like been 3 people who's been hitting me going, yo, you need to see it. It's so good. Woo, 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 woo.
I'm one of them that told you to watch it.
Yeah, and dude, I promise to God, you know how you don't connect the two, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna watch. That shit look romantic. Fuck that. I don't feel like watching no fucking two beautiful motherfuckers have problems. Who give a fuck? Whoa. But it keep coming around, and that's so funny that you just said that. Because now I have to watch it because you helped do the hair on that. And why would you not hook me up with that lead? Is the question. Let's start that fucking interview right now. You
Who's
fucking
the lead?
He's a gorgeous ass motherfucker, and how you didn't hook me up with that?
He had a girlfriend.
He don't have no girlfriend. Don't mean shit. Girlfriend
He was very
don't
serious
mean
about
shit.
it. Very serious about it.
Dennis, I'm gonna watch this whole series from starting in episode 3.
Oh, you should.
Just to fun shit.
Great, Lenny. Kiss his ass,
Wait.
will you?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna watch it starting from episode 3.
Let's
Does
talk
anybody?
about-
Do you
let's-
get it? Do you get it?
No, wait a minute. You say you're gonna watch
not
it from
gonna-
scratch? Is
No,
that the joke?
From episode
Yeah, that's
3.
the joke. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it from episode 3. You're like, no, you gotta watch it from scratch. I love torturing Leslie with that shit.
You kill all of us when you do shit like that. You kill all of us. You kill comedy. You kill the punchline. You kill setups. You kill everything.
You never get the joke what I had. Now
I'm gonna call Melissa and have her change this contract because this is fucking bullshit.
Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, but she makes a good point. You're all over the place doing this stuff. It's amazing. What a career. Like you're in Morocco one time doing a whole thing. You're in Italy doing all. Do you like doing all that stuff?
Before we talk about that, let's talk about the portrayal that you have caused with your fucking barber.
Really?
Oh. Okay, so Dennis cuts Lenny's hair when he is fucking sane enough to call
when
Dennis.
He's in New York.
And he has this fucking barber that is a goddamn asshole. He's a fucking butcher.
He costs one.
Look how Lenny looks right now. Look.
There's nothing about Dennis. I told him to try and cave same pattern.
What the fuck is
There's
this?
nothing wrong with this.
This John Mulaney bullshit, nerd villain bullshit that you got going. I hate it.
Listen,
so fucking much.
I think it looks great. I think it looks great.
It does not.
Dennis, this is from my wife. It was going to be the last question. This is from my wife. She feels like Leslie. Why does Lenny go to a barber? And what should he ask for so it doesn't look like a 12-year-old boy with a bowl cut?
Exactly.
That's from my wife.
Thank you, Lenny. And that's the person that's fucking you, Lenny.
Dennis, this is my question. Why does my wife go for a haircut at 10 a.m., come back 3 days later looking exactly the same, yet she claims they took so much off and it costs like $400? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I have to admit
because
that women do pay a lot for their hair.
There's things that there's things that happen that you're not seeing, Lenny.
Exactly.
You just have to pay attention to see it. But it is there.
Dennis, I love when you cut my hair, but you're never in New York. That's the thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand white girls in their hair because they get blowouts, they get all this shit, and they paid like a lot of money, and I'd be like, they didn't even style your hair. You went home with wet hair. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. A lot that goes into the cut. Okay. A lot that goes into condition of the hair and all of that good stuff. So it's a lot of things.
I'm sorry.
It may not look the same. It may not seem like it will cost that much to you guys, but it's
Is it because it's a lot of steps to do?
Yeah, it's a lot of steps.
It's like tedious. You got to measure shit. You got to make sure shit's even.
Depends on what you're doing. If you're doing colors, then yeah. If you're doing, if you're doing a technical cut on the, getting a nice shape, then you have to pay attention to how you cutting. That's your technical skills that you went to school for. Yeah. And that's what you pay for.
Okay.
What's harder, black girl's hair or white girl's hair?
Wow.
You know what? There's no such thing as black girl and white girl's hair. There's different textures of
textures of hair.
Yeah.
So it's the textures what makes it harder.
It's the texture what makes it harder.
I would ask the same
Don't give me that face. Listen. Yeah, she's gonna ask the same thing. Because here, Leslie's been very outspoken that she needs you for hair and Lola for makeup on set because they do these jobs better. You guys do these jobs. You know the texture of hair. Is that said better?
The texture of hair and the tone and my tone. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it is true because unfortunately there's a lack of representation for people of color in the trailers. And it's been spoken about now, and hopefully that would get better. But yeah, I feel like I've worked with many white hairstylists that are excellent, that are totally exceptional at their job. And the difference is that the thing is that they take time to learn their craft. It's like you have to take time to learn your craft. Hairstyling is my craft. So if that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to learn how to do every textures of hair. It doesn't matter if it's, for lack of a better word, Asian hair, white hair, black hair. Right. It's all hair.
It's all
hair.
And
it's your profession. So you have to learn all facets of your profession. And that's what makes you good.
I had a white hairstylist in Colorado that did my Jerry curl when I was in college, and it was beautiful. Yeah, she did a great job. But
we need more representation in the trailer.
In the trailer, definitely, I agree with that. But Dennis, tell her how we met and tell her the experience.
Yes, well, I was at SNL a year before Leslie became a writer.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did a talent that's no longer there anymore. She was only lasted for a year, but anyway, I don't remember. Don't remember.
Like, you know what? And then Dennis says he doesn't remember. He probably doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
So I'm going to let you off the hook.
Okay. So Leslie was in the hallway on 8H, or 8th floor. And I saw her speaking to one of the writers, and I'm like, oh my God, that's that comedian from the BT special. And I love her from that special. That was the first time I saw her in the special.
You know how much I hate when people remember bad credits.
And I love it. It wasn't no bad. That was really good. I thought it was really funny. But you know what I'm
saying? You'd be like, ugh.
But I saw her and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to say hi. So I went up to her all bright-eyed and everything, and she's talking to the producer.
I was nice,
and she's looking at me because of course I'm standing right there in front of her. You can't miss me. And I'm like, the moment she looked at me, I'm like, hi, I loved your BT special. She's like, oh great, thanks. Yeah, so such and such. And I was like, oh.
That's what Gina got too. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's how she is.
Let me explain.
I was like, wow.
I didn't know who the fuck he was. And people tell me this shit all the time. But Gina, I got the Lenny's mixed up. There's a Lenny who's the head of music at SNL. You know, Lenny that plays the saxophone. Uh-huh. So Gina came up to me when I was out in front of the 8H thing, and she goes, I'm Lenny's wife. And I go, Lenny, the music? You're too young for him. I was like, oh my, I was appalled, not appalled, but I was just more like, oh, this white shit. White people be on some bullshit. I was like, she's fucking half of Lenny's age. And matter of fact, I did say to Lenny, I was like, Lenny, I saw your fucking wife. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, haven't I introduced you to my wife before? Whatever. I still didn't know that it was Lenny's Gina until I think maybe months later when we were talking. Later. And he was like, yeah. Then I was like, that was that was the whole time.
She got iced too, because Leslie was like,
I did not ice her. I did not ice her. I actually hugged her and actually was like, oh, well, I just was looking at her like, oh, you can't be Lenny's wife.
There's no hug.
Way.
That's the story. Listen, Dennis, the end of that story is I'm never going up to say hi to anyone ever again.
I wasn't going to do that anymore after that.
And
that was my lesson.
I wasn't mean, though.
No, she wasn't mean. I'm not going to say she wasn't mean. She wasn't mean.
Like,
she was really like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Because anyway, it's like.
Let me explain. People think that they are the only people that speak to you, and they also think that they're the only people who tell you shit. Like, I'm the first person that's going to tell this girl that her fucking special was the shit. It's like, you know how many times, and it's not like I don't appreciate it. I love it, but I don't never know what to do. Do I stop and go, oh my God, HAPPY, I'm so happy for you, like in my special.
I'm saying something in between.
Like, what the fuck?
In between.
But I don't know what else to say because I just go, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then they go, no, really, it changed my life. Oh, thank you. What the fuck do I do?
But working with Leslie, I understand where she's coming from, where that is concerned now. But at that point,
there is a lot of that.
At that moment, I did not understand because I was a fan, right? And I'm working at SNL.
Do you hear that? You hear that? I was a fan.
I am. I'm still a fan.
That's what they all say. I'm a fan. Like that's the first thing that they jump out and say is I'm a fucking fan.
And I don't go up to everybody. I don't go up to everybody and introduce myself. And I was like, oh, I have to say it to her because
that's what everybody in the world feels.
Okay,
though. This is what I felt about Tom Hanks. I remember looking at Tom Hanks the first time I met Tom, and all I kept saying was, "Oh, fucking Philadelphia, motherfucker!" and whoop whoop whoop. And he was very thankful for the compliments, but it was a look of like,
girl,
you think you're saying something new to me. You are not. Jesus Christ, do you know how many times I've heard the fucking Philadelphia shit? You know how many? I mean, and it's not like he wasn't appreciative. He was just like, okay, thank you. You're not saying anything new. Like what else is it? And then I remember saying to him, like, how many times have you heard that shit and thought that it was, they thought, and he was like, all the time. And it's like,
I would have paid my last nickel for him to go, Philadelphia.
Yeah, thank Phil. I can't spell Philadelphia.
I can't help it.
So what happens then, Dennis? You start working with her at SNL?
So then cut to Leslie becomes a host I'm not a host. I'm sorry.
Wow, talk that into
Wow, that was
universe.
quick.
God damn. Please. Do you know good damn well what that was going to be like if I had the host? Jesus.
One of the cast members, and I end up doing Leslie's hair, and that's how we began.
But please tell them the process of you trying to perm my hair.
There was, well, when she first started, this was before the Christmas holiday. Her hair was healthy and, you know, strong and everything.
But it's wild too. Wasn't you telling me about like wearing a wig too? And I was like, no, I'm fucking natural.
I was telling her, well, you know, that came later on where I kind of like talk her into wearing a piece, which she wasn't going to, but you know, that came afterwards. But you know, she when we came back from the break, her hair was kind of
fucked up.
It was kind of messed up, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I didn't, because I wasn't doing it at that time. The maintenance part, it was somebody else, and I was trying to figure out a way how to say it nicely, because you know I don't just come out and say your hair's you know messed up. So I was like, you know, did you do something different to your hair? You know, did you you know, what happened? And she was like, yeah, I think it's the water. You know, I think it's the water that's missing, and it wasn't the water.
The water is different out in New York. It's different. It's more harsher or something. That's what I was like.
Yeah, it's hard water, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard water. That's what I was telling, that's what the hairdresser was telling me too. But what he wasn't telling me was that, now that's a hairdresser. This motherfucker was using bad perm on my hair.
Ooh.
And it literally, I had holes.
It was literally missing holes. It was missing spots.
So bad, Lenny, that I have a picture with Robert De Niro that I will not show anyone because my hair looked so fucking bad. Like, it was so bad. And for a black woman, like, for a black woman's hair, like, I can only speak for black women. I'm pretty sure white women, Spanish women, everybody, I don't want everybody hitting me going, yeah, it's not this black women. What the fuck ever. But for a black woman, that's their crown. Like, that's their feeling. Like, I knew my hair was unhappy. That's why I went natural. I knew my hair was unhappy. And at that time, you know how you have this feeling of, you know that your hair is not being taken care of right, but you thinking, this person wouldn't fuck my hair over like that. I tipped them well. I come out like I was going to Westchester. I was jumping on a train, Leslie Jones, jumping on a train in a cab to go get my hair done, you know? And it's like, you not even appreciating me enough to make sure that the products that you put in my fucking hair wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So then I went back out to Cali, and the hairdresser that I had out there in Cali, she tried to fix it as much as she could, but
she did a good job.
And she did a really good job. But it's like, what can you do after that damage? So when I came back, Dennis started doing my hair. But Dennis, tell her the process.
Yeah, it was something where it's like every time I pick up something, it was like, what's that? Okay. You know, you got the name of the relaxer.
Yeah, because at that point, I'm scared.
She was scared now. She was scared. So it took a while for me to kind of like got her to the point where, you know, but she trusts me. Yes.
But wait a minute. The first time Dennis did my hair, I cried. I cried. Tell him, Dennis. Tell him what. Because the size didn't lay down.
It was because, you know, when you're used to something looking a certain way, and if it's you know, it's mind you, it's coming back to where it's going to be, where it's going to. So it wasn't quite where she had wanted to be, but it was gonna be better. So when she finished it and saw it, I mean, it was like
I just
tears. It was like tears. You know, I was like, okay, I was like, it's gonna be all right.
It's like you didn't make it lay the way Donna made it lay. Are you perming it the wrong way? Are you combing it the wrong way? It's not looking. I cried like a fucking baby.
Yep.
Because at that point, I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted with my hair. This motherfucker done fucked my hair up. Dennis is he's fucking a genius, but what the fuck is he gonna do except magic?
And there's nothing that's gonna happen instantly. So it's gonna take a process for it to come back. So that's what you gotta get used to. And it did.
It
oh
did.
My God.
It came back. We went to
Ghostbusters.
We didn't did Ghostbusters.
And she was wearing wigs the whole time. So all that time the hair was under the wig. So we had time to, you know, make it get healthier and work, you know, treat it and stuff like that. And that was the first time we did it was when you went to the Emmys, right? After
yeah, and it was
beautiful. And it was fluffy and nice. Beautiful. That mohawk.
Well, let's show
was
some
great.
of these. Can we show some of these looks that you've had with Leslie over the years? Judith, can you put that up? So you've You've styled this for award shows, and you've made wigs for her.
And Dennis,
and he's an excellent wig maker.
And see, I never say this to him. I think I say this a lot to him, and I just think he just doesn't fucking listen because it's me saying it. It's like your mama saying it or something. Dennis is a fucking genius. Like when it comes to fucking wigs and shit.
She does say it all the time.
He's a motherfucking genius. Like he'll sit down, I'll say, okay, this is what I want to look like, and then he literally talks to me. He goes, okay, but what kind of texture do you want though? But do you want it to shape like this? Like us working together, we
go through the process.
We go through like I literally go. They all come to me. Brian, Dennis, Lola, all come to me and they go, what do you want to look like? And the most wonderful thing is being able to go, I want to look like this, and they go, okay, let's get that together. So, like this picture right here, that I wanted to do a Bridgerton sketch, and I wanted the fucking queen's hair. Man,
let me just tell the people, all of these will be on Instagram, I promise you, so you can look along when we release the show.
And it's so crazy. It's so crazy because, like, whenever I tell Dennis, like, I hope you got the one of Grace Jones one. Please tell me he got.
I do have the Grace Jones.
One at a time.
Yeah, but okay, but it goes into what I'm about to say is that, like, when I tell him these projects, he loses his shit. Like he goes, "What? Oh, wait a minute." He gets excited. That's the type of person that you want to work with. Someone that gets excited about their craft. That's what I don't understand about this business that they don't get. You don't want somebody that's not passionate about what they do. You want somebody that likes their job. And Dennis loves his job. So we did this wig for Bridgerton. Look at that shit. This motherfucker, I think that's real hair. Like,
it is real hair.
Yo, let me tell you something.
I whipped that up in like and other wigs in 2 days.
Let me tell you something. How the MTV people were fucking like they were on some fuckery at first, but when they saw these wigs, and they was like, "Oh, you on some SNL shit?" Like that shit is. Look at that shit. How he did not win a fucking award for that shit. It just it pisses me off. How he ain't get nominated. Let me see the
next one, Judith. The next one is.
Oh my God.
Where's this from?
Okay, first of all, God, I look good.
That dress was amazing.
Look at my skin.
Dress was amazing.
Chingaracito. Was Lola on my skin? Lola was on my skin. Lola was on my skin. It had to be Lola because Lola makes me look like that.
Yep.
Lola makes it look like all my skin is the same color. Look at that shit, right? Yo, you gotta send that to Lola. Send me that shit, dude, because I don't think I have that picture. That is a good look at my teeth.
This was such an amazing look because we wanted her to look elegant, like stick out. And
you remember I was so scared when you first started.
Yes.
Because first of all, let me tell you, look how good I look. I'm so in shape too. That's when I started getting in shape. I look really good, right? Mentally fucked. I'm so mentally fucked up in this picture. My fucking brain wasn't shit. I was fucking tripping on some fucking asshole man. As beautiful as I looked, I was sitting in that chair waiting for that motherfucker to text me. Look how beautiful I look. Real diamonds. Those are diamonds.
That was the time.
Every time I look at it, I go, you look so beautifully in pain. Look at my I'm so mad that I look like that and don't look like that no more. Jesus. See,
okay, this is when I was the most nervous because it was like I couldn't eat.
And this is the first red carpet because you could tell. Look, you could see the bra lines.
It was for Ghostbusters.
It's kind of ghetto. It's kind of ghetto compared to what we just saw.
No. I mean, I think it's amazing.
I'm gonna say something. It was 102 fucking degrees.
Yeah, it was really hot.
So I'm surprised you don't see sweat going down my fucking like bra. But it was like my first red carpet.
Yeah, and this was the first thing.
That's Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters, and it was like
no, but Dennis, is this like what do you flip it over? Like what are you doing? To
it was more looking like a wave in the back. It was more looking like a wave in the. It was more looking like a wave in the back.
It's like a pompadour.
It's like a pompadour wave. Yeah, it's like a pompadour wave.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's the ghetto version of the picture before because now comparing them to, look at that. So now
this was when she
at my
was
breasts.
growing her sides out, And I had to with the natural hair, and I had to figure out how to do the style, how to do the sides.
And I'm happy.
It was crazy. It was really good.
Yes. And this is when I first got back to LA. Yep. I was like, LA is doing good for a bitch. Look at my breasts. No, I did not have my breasts done. That's all natural. That's all my titty.
What did we win the People's Choice again for?
Comedy Star of the Year. I don't fucking know. But I look good, and I had a Serrano suit on with all the names of say they names.
Yeah,
say they names. But this is what I love about it is the mohawk. The mohawk was having the mohawk in my hair was having a moment. Like it's like my hair.
It's like fire.
Yeah,
it's like fire.
It's
like fire.
Like I told Dennis when I stopped perming my hair, because my hair was unhappy. My hair was letting me know I'm not happy. You remember how beautiful I used to look when I was happy. And I was like, there's something's got to change. And one day I just called Dennis and was like, Dennis, I don't want to put perm in my hair no more. What's going to happen?
She wanted to go natural. I was like, what?
I mean, he couldn't believe it.
I mean, she loved the relaxer.
I loved the creamy crack.
Okay. So going natural was a big thing. But
it was a big thing.
Great.
And then I was like, are we going to be able to do my hair pieces like that? And Dennis was like, bitch, I've been waiting for this fucking moment. Because the one thing about me is when I catch on the side, my natural shit has been fighting this way out for a while. So this natural hair look here is one of my favorite, because don't I look like the black version of Bride of Frankenstein? I love it so fucking much.
All right, give me the next one, Judith.
Frankenstein wish he could.
This was the
That's the one.
This was something.
Make me look like Grace Jones, right?
Yeah. She reached out to me and was like, okay,
and my lip came off.
This is the picture we're going for, and we want to look like Grace Jones. I was like, what? And it's this time she had a relaxer.
And he was
and I was like, yeah, I can do that.
And he was like,
I was so excited.
That's a cage on my head.
Yep, it's an actual cage.
That's a cage on my head. And even though I lost my lip, I still look like I look like an assassin.
You do look.
I look like a fucking assassin. And
that's why I don't understand why people can't see you as like a Bond villain.
I wish I was.
Look at this.
I never even known if Grace Jones ever saw that. I hope she did and was proud, because that was one of my favorite looks. That was one of my favorite looks right there. I mean, oh my God, just looks so fucking fabulous.
And this was the MTV Awards?
Yeah, the MTV. Who was she playing here? Was it Ma Rainey?
No. This is not the MTV Awards. This is the
Because what wig is this?
No, it's
it is an award show. Because I was putting on that orange dress.
You was doing the host. You was being the host.
That's the MTV Awards. It was the MTV Awards. Because
she wanted to. She wanted to look elegant.
I wanted the Dorothy Dandridge
look.
Yeah.
It's and that like I'm telling you, he creates these pieces.
I did that. Yeah.
It's just crazy. That's just insane.
I made that wig and it was fun. I actually figured out how to curl it the night before. I was supposed to put it on her head because
he makes these wigs.
When she wants something, I want to make sure she gets exactly what she wants.
And then this is the thing about
to do it.
And this is the thing about Dennis. When I first met Dennis was a hairdresser. And I'm gonna say hairdresser because I can say that now. He was a hairdresser in Manhattan, in some fucking room, which I was like, this is breaking all of codes. Like someone's gonna die in there, and this shouldn't be like a lot of electric on this floor like this. But it was a common thing that they had shops in there like that. Lenny, he had a fucking chair
in a pool?
In a pool hall, yeah. You can call this motherfucker like upstairs in a chicken joint. It's like one of them motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
And I remember him coming to me one day and he was like, there's this job at Blind Spot and, it's for head of hair, but I'm crazy for thinking I can go do it, right? And I was like, are you fucking stupid? Like, why the fuck not? The worst thing they can do is say no. Like, why the fuck you wouldn't? And he got that shit. Yeah. And now this motherfucker is on all kinds of set. And that's why I tell everybody, everybody can be each other's cheerleader, because I was that type of person. I was like, you gonna move forward whether you want to or not with me. Like, because I don't have motherfuckers around me that don't get better. That's just what I am. I'm that light. Like everybody
Dennis
around
also
me.
has-
That was my first department head job, and I've been doing stuff like Fashion Week, stuff like that, all that. But
that stuff, and you had already been. And the same thing with Lenny. I had been telling Lenny couldn't believe we were editing a show. Yeah, why you can't believe you've been doing this for comedians for years? It's everybody has that skill and just don't have the they just need somebody that goes, get your ass up and do it, man. You can do that shit. You can do that shit. The fuck wrong with you? What's the next one?
Next one. Dennis also had. Oh, this is a great one.
One of my favorites.
Listen,
she came up with the idea about doing Maleficent.
A black
This
version.
is the legendary.
This is my thing. This is my thing. I feel like what would every fucking villain and any superhero would be like if they grew up in the hood. So I always feel like I always see the black version of every like character I like. And when they was like fairy tale, I was like Magnificent, and I want this bitch to look like when we came up with the horns for the braids.
For the horns, yes.
I was like,
I didn't want it.
It's got to be hair.
It got to be hair.
It's got to be hair.
I didn't want it to be just like a relaxed look hair. I wanted it to be natural because we were in that natural phase. So
I was like, I wanted to
braids.
be hair. And oh my God.
Yeah, and it took me like 3.5 weeks to build this. Like going from scratch.
It's all braids. I wish there was a close up. And even it was just one of those moments where you go, how is this not featured in Ebony and Essence? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this not in black hair? How is that not like that is all hair? I guess maybe people don't know it.
It's all hair.
But it's all hair. And
all
it's like one of the most beautiful things you've done, even though I have we should have took a picture of the wig closet. And even though I have so many things in my wig closet that is beautiful, this is one of my favorite pieces that Dennis has done.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Spanish Jackie. Now, this is one
from our flag means death.
Yes.
This is one where he was like, they saying we can make up the look. And I said, dude, I want to look like Vampire from Brooklyn. That's all I said. I don't know how you're gonna pull it off, but my hair should be Rick James. Very. I said I just kept saying Vampire from Brooklyn, from Brooklyn.
Yep.
I was like, that's the perfect look. And one of my fucking other favorite
came up
wigs.
with finger waves and making it like a
And I'm telling you, they love it. They loved it. They was like, oh, come on, that shit's great.
They want the hair to stay the same.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Yep, good. We have any more? Nope.
Now I'm growing my hair out, and I can do my hair now, and I don't need him anymore. So
yeah, she's part of our own. She's a part of our own union, which I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah,
but okay.
Every time he does my hair, I change the union. I be like, listen, in Union 435, we don't do that because they always quoting their union number. So I was like, well, bitch, I'm in a union too. You know?
Well, Dennis is always running around. You're doing so many jobs now, and that's why I can't get you and everything like that. But
Jamaicans always have like
question.
17 jobs.
17 jobs. Like, that's the known thing. So, like, were you raised like that, or it's just that you should just keep working? Or?
I was raised with good work ethic. You got to work for what you want. Work for what you need. Work for everything. Everything you just have to put the work in. That's how I was raised. I grew up.
Do you think kids today are soft, Dennis?
Yes.
I think not that they're soft, but I think they've lost a certain push that we had that I don't think they have it now, and it's a certain which is great, but in terms of the fact that like they're able to do things now that we weren't able to do back at that time, but at the same time they because it's become so easier for them, they lost the sense of drive that we had. There's a drive and a tenacity to make what you need to make happen that I feel has gotten small. I've lost a little bit of that.
No.
Yeah. So
I forgot Dennis old as me. I mean, he not old as me.
You know what?
I'm older than him.
I'm older.
But
it's all right. It's all right.
But like this is like my dude though. Like this is my dude, and like trips together. We get to go to New Zealand. Yeah. Oh my God, how much fun are we about to have?
Fun.
We went to Jamaica. I always try to take him on trips with me because me and Dennis are the same when it comes to. So my favorite story is when we was in Atlanta doing Coming to America, and we went to go see Mary J. Blige. and we had Brian in the back seat. Yo, Brian was... I didn't realize that me and Dennis was really doing some old shit. Like, ain't you supposed to turn here? But Dennis, do you not know how to get to the thing? Who got the direction? I looked
We're
in the
like
rear
an old
view,
couple.
I
It's
looked
crazy.
in the rearview mirror, and Brian was in the back like, oh my. Like, he was like a
his
kid,
parents.
like, why the fuck did I ride with my fucking parents? We're never going to get to the fucking place. So when we get ready to leave, I was like, Brian, you not riding with us? He was like, no, I ride with my friend. We was laughing. I was like, we old in the motherfucker.
Let me ask you one more question, Dennis.
Sure.
You also have like the perfect cool demeanor, not only to deal with Leslie, but as a
Fuck you.
a hairstylist. As a
Fuck
hairstylist.
you, bitch.
Excellent listener, you know, but
If
like,
I
it's like,
wasn't
isn't
who I was, we
hairdressers-
wouldn't be rich.
Yeah, it's true. But that's also true. But like a bartender, it's kind of got like that bartender thing to it where you have to listen to a lot of people's thing. Is that like a known thing? And do you know that you have the demeanor for it? Like, people tell you stories all the time. They probably tell you inside stories sometimes.
Yeah, we're hair psychologists. We hear everything. We hear everything.
Yeah.
We hear intimate stories that nobody else hears. We hear, we counsel everybody. We counsel everybody in the chair. We constantly counsel.
And I feel
So
like,
have you-
is it because you touching their hair too? Maybe
and
touching something in their
it's an
scalp?
intimate thing, and
Yeah.
people feel close to you because it's you are being so close to them, and and all of that.
And
So
touching
yeah,
something personal.
Yeah,
so
so you know where the
you have
bodies
to-
are buried a little bit.
right? But you have to develop
Wow.
that too. It's not like
Thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me that I have to have him killed when I die. You gonna die right after me,
I'm
motherfucker.
gonna write my own book.
Nah, motherfucker, we got that
I'm
set
gonna
up.
write my
Your
own
ass
book.
is dead the next week. You better run for the hills, bitch.
Oh man, Dennis, you're the best. Thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you. I appreciate it.
This was
thank
a
you
lot
for
of
having
fun.
me. Yes.
Yes, this was so fun. I told you it was gonna be fun. He was so nervous. He was like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to do it." I was like, "It's me and Lenny." Like,
come
it's
on, man.
No fucking body.
It was great. It was
And
great.
please come back before my wife kills us all.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, can you stay for the next segment and do some listener questions with us?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. It's time for the Fckry of the week.
The fuckery of the week.
And I just want to tell you a few words about the Fckry that is New Year's Eve. I always thought it might be the dumbest holiday we have. You think about it, we're celebrating another year of civilization. We get to the end of the calendar, we celebrate it. So December 30th is like, whatever. But December 31st is like life-affirming, let's get drunk and party. Please. We even count it down. 10, 9. And then the next day we played a lot of college football games and go back to trying not to die in the upcoming year. It just seems so silly. But with Trump's impending return, racism flowing hard, election deniers, and half the country too dumb to even understand what fascism means. Look up Hitler. Not to mention Putin backed into a corner, threatening nuclear war. Maybe we should celebrate this New Year's because 2023 could be the last fucking one if we don't take our heads out of our collective asses and realize that we have way more in common than we do not. And if you watch Leslie's Time Machine, it ends with this line. You can't live in the past. You can't predict the future. So enjoy the present and have some faith. So to Leslie and everyone out there, that's my advice to you when you wake up January 1st. If you wake up January 1st, you can't live in the past. You can't predict the future. So enjoy the present and have some faith. I'm on the day-to-day plan now, baby. I'm just going to have some faith that we all do a little better in the upcoming year. Have a happy new year, everyone. We recorded this in November, so I hope we live long enough to hear it.
That sounds like the little catchphrases like, side effects do include your head exploding.
Side effect clues.
And your hands
nausea,
will melt
vomiting, and
off.
diarrhea. That's right. Well, Leslie, take us home for the year.
And I feel like this is such a perfect fuckery of the week to talk about. Okay.
Perfect.
I feel like everybody doesn't understand that you need to find what makes you happy. And that's not a cliche. That's not a saying. It is actually a fact of fucking life. You have to find out what makes you happy. The reason that I'm doing this is because I was just thinking the other day, I was like, well, what if we did everything that men want? I mean, like we don't abort the babies. We be submissive. We take the lesser pay. We do everything that these motherfuckers are asking for. Do you understand that you still won't be happy? And then it got me to thinking, I was like, yeah, because like you still not going to be happy. Like, it's just like when a woman is like, I want a man, I want a man, I want a man. Ooh, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend. And then they get a boyfriend, like you still not happy. Or somebody who needs money and they go like, I'm broke, I want money, I want money, I want money. And then you get money, you still not happy because that is not the root of your happiness. You just like, people need to understand that it changes also with your goals. Happiness, people feel like there's a finish line to get to happiness. Like there's this line and you go, okay, I'm happy now. No, you just get to that line and go, okay, what else can I achieve? Because you're not dead yet. That is exactly how life is. I was sitting in my backyard and I go, if I wanted to stop right now, I could because I have achieved a lot of everything on my list. But I'm still alive. Am I just going to wait to fucking die? No, you get goals, you achieve them, and then you go to the next goal. But what I tell people is, you gotta look inside of you and really, really find out what makes you happy. People think they need to be rich, they think they need to be part of somebody's life to achieve that happiness, but you're not gonna achieve it. Yes, I'm trying to make sure that I'm going to man. I'm trying to make sure I'm saying everything I was about. Like, I just want to say this to men, and this is my last plea again about this. Not last, because I'm going to keep always saying this. Go get therapy. Listen, women get therapy all the time. There's nothing wrong with sitting down and talking to a motherfucker and telling them how you feel. It's nothing wrong with that. A lot of you motherfuckers need to go there are so many women out here that are single, great women that are looking for a guy who is mentally fucking stable. And women doing everything that you want them to do is not what's going to make you happy. I know you think that that's what it is, but it's not. You have to find women. Men are not the solution to your problems. They're not entertainment centers. They're not supposed to sit around and make you happy. That's not their fucking job. Their job is to be on a journey. Men and women are supposed to be on a journey together and helping each other achieve what that is, that core happiness is. I promise to God, if you find out I tell this to myself, if you find out what's going to make you happy, if you're sitting and you feel fucked up, you feel sad, think about what would make you not sad. What even if don't stop yourself. Don't stop yourself from dreaming. Don't stop this dream. Just sit there and actually dream it. Even if it's the most preposterous thing, you don't understand the type of version of that dream you'll get that'll actually be exactly what you need. You just have to believe in it and dream it. So if you sit there and you go, I want to be a rich man and whoop, 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 and whoop. Dream it, but know that you have to go on that road to achieve that. Happiness does not have a finish line. You continue to go after it until you're dead. So when you're going into this new year, stop the fucking resolutions and just go towards your happiness. That's the resolution, because then you won't need any resolutions because you already know what you're headed towards. And I don't even know if that made sense, but that's my fucking
I never know if it makes sense, but it kind of did. I was like, I felt inspired. Maybe it's the way you said it. Yeah, I don't know, but it kind of did.
I say
hey,
crazy shit and I make you believe.
Leslie, have a happy new year, will you?
Man, fuck that.
Please.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck that.
That's the end of the show. Thank you for listening to the Fckry this year, and we'll see you in the new year. Just remember to follow the podcast on @Fckry Podcast on Instagram. That's spelled FCKRY Podcast on all platforms. Send us your listener questions or Who Fucked Up Stories to fckrypodcast@gmail.com, fckrypodcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.
Letters and voice memos are welcome if you want to follow me I'm at Lenny Marcus NYC on all platforms. Follow Leslie at LesDog. That's LESDOG with 3 G's on Twitter, 4 G's on Instagram, and 5 G's on TikTok. Why, Leslie?
Because I'm a motherfucking G, son.
The Fckry with Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus was created and stars Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus. This show is produced by Judith Cargbo. And our audio engineer in LA is Abby Aguilar. And in New York City, it's Dan Spaventa. Music for this show is done by Marina Pais. This is an Earwolf production.
Because the wolf has ears.